So, good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So, let us recall whatever we have discussed in the last class. So, we have discussed about centroid and center of gravity. So, center of gravity is basically a point on Earth through which the resultant of gravitational force is concentrated, whereas centroid is nothing but the geometric center of a figure. So, in the last class, we have discussed the centroid of a geometric figure or a plane figure wherein the density and thickness to be uniform, and how to locate the coordinate distances, that is x bar and y bar, and these are the equations, general equations to find the values of x bar and y bar. So, and also you can also find the coordinate distances, that is x bar and y bar, by the method of integration, that is ax bar is equal to integral of x dA and ay bar is equal to integral of y dA. So in our engineering applications, we get come across with many irregular or regular shapes like triangles, circular sector, semicircle, and quarter circle. So it can be determined by using the equation, that is by the method of integration. Hence, the determination of location of centroid of a plane area involves the determination of x and y coordinates of the centroid of the area lying on xy plane. So in the last class, we have discussed how to locate the coordinate distances of a right angle triangle. So we have considered a right angle triangle on the xy plane ABC, and we have considered a small elemental area of width W and depth is equal to dy, and which is at a distance y from the base, because we are finding the centroidal distance with respect to the base. So it is at a distance y from the base and h minus y from the apex. So the triangle has a base width b and height is equal to h. So now from similar triangles ABC and BDE, so W by B is equal to HY divided by H. So thereby W, you can write it as W is equal to H minus Y, B by H into H minus Y. Now again you have to find the area of this elemental strip. So we can call it as dA. dA is equal to, the width is W and depth is dy. So here W is nothing but H minus Y by H into B dy. So now we know from the definition, that is AY bar. So since we are finding the Y bar, correct, with respect to base, we are finding this Y bar. So hence AY bar is equal to integral of Y dA. So the area of the triangle is half into base into H, and Y bar is equal to integral of, here the limits of integration is from 0 to H, and so we know what is that is integral of y dA. So dA we have calculated here. dA is nothing but b by h into h minus y dy. So integral of y into b by h into h minus y dy. So we can take out this b by h out of the integration. So then it becomes hy square minus y square into dy. So on integration, it becomes hy square by 2. That is, here if you multiply this into this hy. So when you integrate it, it becomes hy square by 2 minus y into y is y square. So when you integrate it, y cube by 3. So apply the limits of integration. So on the left hand side, you have half into base into height into y bar, and on the right hand side, on simplification, you get it as vh square by 6. So thereby you can find the y bar, that is the coordinate distance with x-axis, that is what it works out to be, y bar is h by 3. So now when you look at this figure, so this is the given triangle on xy plane at this point. Hello, pardon? Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now this is the right angle triangle and this is the centroid of this plane area. So now we have calculated the y bar, that is this height is y bar. It is at a distance h by 3 from the base. It is at a distance h by 3 from the base, and it is at a distance 2h by 3 from the apex. So this is the apex and this is the base. So the centroidal distance, when you measure along the x-axis with respect to x-axis, it is at a distance h by 3 from the base and 2h by 3 from the apex. And if you consider the base, correct, if you measure the centroidal distance with respect to y-axis, it is at a distance b by 3 from the base, b by 3 from the base and 2b by 3 from the apex. So this figure clearly shows the centroidal distance of the given right angle triangle with respect to x-axis and y-axis. Now, next we shall discuss how to locate the centroid of a circular sector. Now, we have considered a sector of a circle. The sector shown in figure has a radius r and it is symmetrical about x-axis. Hence, the y bar value becomes 0. Now here, what we have done is on xy plane. Now on xy plane, so consider a sector of a circle. Consider a sector of a circle, and alpha, and this angle is also alpha. This angle is also. So consider a sector of a circle having a radius is equal to r. Radius is equal to r. Now consider a triangular elemental area. Consider a triangular elemental area of height is equal to r, because height is nothing but the radius of the sector. Now here the sector shown in figure has a radius r and it is symmetrical about x-axis. Now you can see here this sector, whatever the sector we have chosen here, so it is symmetrical about x-axis. On both sides it is same, correct? It is symmetrical about x-axis, hence obviously the y bar becomes 0. Y bar becomes 0. Suppose if it is symmetrical about y-axis, then x bar becomes 0. So in our case, we have considered a sector of a circle, which is symmetrical about x-axis, Now consider a triangular elemental area, and this makes an angle theta with respect to x-axis. So this triangular elemental area makes an angle theta with respect to x-axis, and it makes an included angle d theta. And the base of this triangular elemental area is r. Radius is r, and included angle is d theta. Hence, the base of which is r d theta. You can see here r d theta. So what we have done is we have considered the sector of a circle which is symmetrical about x-axis. Hence, the value of y bar becomes 0. Now consider a triangular elemental area of height is equal to the radius of the sector, and which makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal axis, and which makes an included angle d theta. Hence, the base of which will become r into d theta. Now, in the triangle, we know what are the coordinate distances of a triangle with respect to base and height. Now, this is the triangular element we have chosen here. Now, this being the centroid of the triangular elemental area, and which is at a distance 2 by 3 times the height. So this is the apex of the triangle, and this is the base of the triangle, and this centroidal distance is at a distance 2/3 r. So you can see here from the apex it is 2h by 3. So in our case we have to consider the radius. So hence the centroidal distances of this triangular elemental area, correct, is 2/3 r measured from the apex, and this distance will be obviously 1/3 r, h by 3 or r by 3, and this is 2h by 3 or 2r by 3. Now we want the horizontal distance of this centroidal. So this is the centroidal distance of the elemental area with respect to apex, that is 2/3 r, and if you project on this to x-axis, so I want this distance x. So this x will be nothing but 2/3 r cos theta, because this makes an angle theta with respect to the horizontal axis. So this elemental area makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal axis. So I want to find the horizontal distance with respect to y-axis. That means this x distance I want. So this x distance is nothing but, if you consider this triangle, So this is the adjacent side, this is the opposite side, and this becomes the hypotenuse. So the value of x will be, it is nothing but 2/3 r cos theta, 2/3 r cos theta. Now consider a triangular element of height r and base is equal to r d theta at an angle theta with respect to x-axis. So this triangular element makes an angle theta with respect to x-axis. The distance of the center of the triangle from the origin O measured along its height is 2/3 r. So this is the origin of the coordinate axis. If you measure the centroid, it is about 2/3 r, 2/3 r, and the projection of the distance on x-axis is 2/3 r cos theta. So this distance from this point to this point. So this distance, horizontal distance, is nothing but 2/3 r cos theta. So this is the construction. Now, first we have to calculate the area of the elemental strip. Area of the elemental strip. So now let us call it as dA. So area of the elemental strip, let us call it as dA. So which is nothing but the area of the triangle, area of this elemental triangle. So area of the elemental triangle is nothing but half into this is r d theta and height is r. Half into the base is r d theta and height is nothing but the radius of the sector. So dA will be half into r d theta. So on simplification, it is half into r square d theta. It is half into r square d theta. Now, since the given sector is symmetrical about x-axis, hence y bar is 0. Y bar is 0. So hence we need to use the equation, that is we want x bar. X bar is always measured with respect to y-axis and y bar is always measured with respect to x-axis. So since the figure is symmetrical about x-axis, obviously y bar is 0. So only you need to find the value of x bar. So x bar is given by the equation. We know that ax bar is equal to integral of x dA. So this equation we have to use because we want this x coordinate distance. So ax bar is equal to integral of x dA. So now we know what is the x. So x we have calculated here. The value of x is nothing but 2/3 r cos theta, and the area of the elemental strip dA is half r square d theta. So you substitute the values of x and dA in this equation. That is, the equation becomes. So now the area of the triangular elemental area. Triangular elemental area, that is nothing but we have calculated. So that is dA is nothing but half r square d theta. So area is nothing but integral of. So you take out x bar outside. So integral of the limits of integration in this case is plus alpha and minus alpha. The limits of integration you have to consider it as plus alpha and minus alpha. So now here x bar is equal to integral of minus alpha plus alpha half r square d theta. That is the area. Area is nothing but you have to integrate this elemental area with respect to the limits of integration. You will get the area of the whole sector. So hence it is integral of minus alpha plus alpha into half r square d theta. So on the right hand side, it is minus alpha plus alpha. So here x is nothing but 2/3 r cos theta, 2/3 r cos theta, and dA is nothing but half r square d theta. Now on the left hand side, so x bar is equal to minus alpha plus alpha, that is half r square d theta, that is integral of minus alpha plus alpha 2/3 r cos theta into half r square d theta. That means we have substituted the values of a, x and dA in this equation. Next, so if you integrate this one, so you can take r square by 2 outside, r square by 2 outside, correct? R square by 2 outside. So d theta is nothing but if you integrate it with respect to the limits of integration, it becomes 2 alpha, correct? Next is on the right hand side. So you can take out 2/6 r cube outside because we have to integrate with respect to d theta, that is cos theta into d theta. So take out this r cube, 2/6 r cube. The limits of integration is minus alpha plus alpha cos theta d theta, cos theta d theta. So if you integrate it, cos theta is nothing but sin theta. So you apply the limits of integration, that is alpha minus of minus alpha, correct? Hence it becomes 2 by 6 r cube 2 sine alpha. 2 by 6 r cube 2 sine alpha. So on the right hand side, you have got 2 by 6 r cube 2 sine alpha, or it can be 2 by 3 r cube sine alpha. On the left hand side, you have r square by 2 alpha, that is x bar. So we want this x bar. So on simplification, x bar works out to be 2/3 r sine alpha by alpha. So here it is missing. It is x bar will be 2/3 r sine alpha by alpha. On the right hand side, you have 2/3 r cube sine alpha. On the left hand side, you have r square by 2 into 2 alpha. So on simplification, we get the value of x bar as 2/3 r sine alpha by alpha. So this is the procedure to find the centroid of a given sector of a circle by the method of integration. So in this case, the sector is symmetrical about x-axis, hence the value of y bar is 0. And we have to consider a sector of radius r, which is symmetrical about x-axis. Then consider an elemental area, triangular elemental area, which makes an angle theta with respect to horizontal axis, and which makes an included angle d theta. And this triangular elemental area has a base width r d theta. So now we know the centroidal distance of this triangular element with respect to height. It is 2/3 r, and projection of this on x-axis, it is 2/3 r cos theta. Then we have to find the area of the elemental strip, it is half r square d theta. So we know the general expression ax bar is equal to integral of x dA. So then finally you can find the x coordinate distance, that works out to be 2/3 r sine alpha by alpha. So this is the centroidal distance or the coordinate distance of the given sector with respect to y-axis. That is x bar value is 2/3 r sine alpha by alpha. So next, we shall discuss how to locate the centroidal distances of a given semicircle. Correct. Now, the semicircle of radius r, which is symmetrical about x-axis. Now you can see here, we have considered a semicircle which is symmetrical about x-axis. On both sides, you can see it has an axis of symmetry. So the axis of symmetry is about x-axis. Hence, obviously, when you have the axis of symmetry about x-axis, y bar is equal to 0. Or if you have the axis of symmetry about y-axis, then obviously the value of x bar becomes 0. Now, in our case, we have considered a semicircle of radius r, which is symmetrical about x-axis, hence the value of y bar is 0. Now you can see here the semicircle of radius r, which is symmetrical about x-axis as shown in figure, and is considered, and hence the value of y bar is 0. Now similarly you select, and this semicircle has a radius r, and you consider a triangular element of radius is equal to the radius of the semicircle, and which makes an included angle d theta, and the base of which is r d theta. Now, similarly, in the previous case, it is the sector of a circle. We know the centroidal distance measured from its height. It is 2/3 r, and projection of this onto x-axis is 2/3 r cos theta. Similar to this one. Correct? This is the centroidal distance, that is 2/3 r, and if you project it onto the horizontal axis, it is 2/3 r cos theta. So same equation holds good for the semicircle. So we have considered a semicircle of radius r, which is symmetrical about x-axis. Consider a triangular elemental area, which makes an angle theta with respect to x-axis, and this triangular elemental area has a height r, that is the radius of the semicircle, and which makes an included angle d theta, and the base of which is r d theta. And we know the horizontal distance x is equal to 2/3 r cos theta. Now find the area of this triangular elemental area, that is dA. dA is equal to half into the base is r d theta and height is r, that is half r square d theta. Now here, in case of semicircle, we have to consider the limits of integration as minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. So the limits of integration is minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. Now, first what we have to calculate is, we know that ax bar, we know that ax bar is equal to integral of x dA, because the given semicircle is symmetrical about x-axis, hence y bar is 0, hence we need to use this equation. Ax bar is equal to integral of x dA, and x is same, x is nothing but 2/3 r cos theta, and dA is nothing but the area of the triangular elemental area, that is half r square d theta. So the same equation holds good, only the limits of integration has to be changed. That is, in the earlier case, in the center of a circle, we have taken the limits of integration minus alpha plus alpha, whereas in the case of semicircle, we have to consider the limits of integration as minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. So now we know the equation ax bar is equal to integral of x dA. So you take out x bar outside, ax bar here, x bar outside, and the elemental area dA is equal to half r square d theta, and the limits of integration is minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. On the right hand side, again integral of minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2, and x is nothing but 2/3 r cos theta, and dA is nothing but half r square d theta. So the same equation holds good here. The same equation holds good. Only thing is, you have to change the limits of integration. In this case, it is minus alpha plus alpha. Here, it is minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2. So same equation holds good. Now x bar is equal to integral of minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 half r square d theta, and integral of minus pi by 2 plus pi by 2 2/3 r cos theta into half r square d theta. Now here x bar, so you take out r square by 2 outside of the integration, and only you have to integrate with respect to d theta. So that is minus of minus pi by 2, it becomes pi by 2 plus pi by 2, correct? Pi by 2 pi by 2, which is nothing but pi. You can see here, pi by 2 minus of minus pi by 2 when you apply the limits of integration. On the right hand side, you can take 1/3 r cube outside. So 2 gets cancelled. So 1/3 r into r square, it is r cube, and cos theta, if you integrate it, it is sin theta. So if you apply the limits of integration, it is minus pi by 2 and plus pi by 2. So then we get it as sin 90, which is nothing but 1. So only will be left with, that is sin theta. If you apply the limits of integration, sin pi by 2 minus of minus sin pi by 2. So sin pi by 2 is 1. So minus of minus, it becomes plus. So again it is 1. So hence it becomes 2/3 r cube. On the right hand side, I will write it as 2/3 r cube. On the left hand side, it is x bar into pi r square by 2. So finally, we'll get the value of x bar as 4r by 3 pi. 4r by 3 pi. So this is 4, if you cross multiply it, and this pi comes down, and here r square, here you have r cube, so it gets cancelled. So finally the value of x bar works out to be 4r by 3 pi. So now if you look at the figure, so here you have a semicircle, and this is the centroidal axis x naught and y naught, and the centroidal distance of the semicircle with respect to y-axis is 4r by 3 pi. So if the semicircle is like this, so then it will be symmetrical about y-axis, hence x bar becomes 0. Then the centroidal distance of the semicircle measured with respect to x-axis is also 4r by 3 pi. So only thing is you have to look in for the axis of symmetry, whether the given semicircle is symmetrical about x-axis or y-axis. So if it is symmetrical about x-axis, then y bar becomes 0. So x bar is 4r by 3 pi. The other way, if the semicircle is symmetrical about y-axis, x bar is 0 and y bar will be 4r by 3 pi. So when we solve the numerical problems, we'll understand the concept better. So this is the method of integration by which we can calculate the centroid of the given semicircle about any axis, whether it may be symmetrical about x or y axis. So the centroidal distance will be about 4r by 3 pi. So it's 4r by 3 pi. Next, we shall discuss how to calculate the center of a given quarter circle. Quarter circle. Now here, consider a quarter circle which is not symmetrical about either x-axis or y-axis. So consider a quarter circle of radius r, and consider a triangular elemental area, which makes an angle theta with respect to x-axis, and which makes an included angle d theta, and the base of which is r d theta. And for all these sector, semicircle, and quarter circle, the basic equation remains same. This equation remains same. This ax bar is equal to integral of x dA. So this equation, this also remains same for both sector of a circle and semicircle, and also for quarter circle. So in case of quarter circle, so this quarter circle is not symmetrical about either x-axis or y-axis. Now consider a triangular element of height r at an angle theta with reference to the x-axis of the quarter circle as shown in figure. Again, the same equation can be used with the limits of integration. So in case of semicircle, we have taken the limits of integration as minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2. In the case of sector, the limits of integration is minus alpha plus alpha, whereas in the case of quarter circle, the limits of integration is 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2. So now let us find. So here ax bar is equal to integral of x dA. So first we have to find the area of the elemental strip. Correct? The area of the elemental strip is nothing same, half into r d theta, that is half r square d theta, and the value of x is also same, it is 2/3 r cos theta. Now here, so x bar is equal to integral of 0 to pi by 2 into dA is nothing but integral of dA, that is half r square d theta. So on the right hand side, it is integral of 0 to pi by 2, 2/3 r cos theta. So this is the value of x multiplied by dA. dA is nothing but half r square d theta. So now if you apply the limits of integration, x bar is equal to, you can take out r square by 2 outside. So here only d theta, you have pi by 2. Correct? 0 to pi by 2 is the limits of integration. So it is pi by 2. So on the right hand side, you can take it as 1 by 3 r cube outside. So if you integrate cos theta, it is sin theta. So 0 to pi by 2. So sin pi by 2 is 1. So hence on the left hand side, x bar into pi r square by 4. On the right hand side, you will get it as 1/3 r cube. So on simplification, the value of x bar will be 4r by 3 pi. So the value of y bar is also equal to 4r by 3 pi due to the geometry of the area shown in figure. You can see here, in case of quarter circle, so this is the value of x bar. X bar is also 4r by 3 pi, and this is the value of y bar. It is also 4r by 3 pi. Now this is the geometric center of the quarter circle. So the x bar and y bar both being 4r by 3 pi. Only in case of semicircle, you have to looking for the axis of symmetry. If the semicircle is symmetrical about x-axis, y bar is 0 and x bar will be 4r by 3 pi. And if the semicircle is symmetrical about y-axis, x bar is 0, then the y bar will be 4r by 3 pi. So in the next class, we shall solve some numerical problems on centroid so that you will understand better how to calculate the centroidal distance of a triangle or a rectangle or semicircle, quarter circle, whatever may be the shape of the figure. So anyway, the time is running out. I request all of you to mark your attendance in the chat box. So any doubts, ladies and gentlemen? Hello? Is the concept is clear?
Sir.
Okay. So I'll be ending the class. So tomorrow we shall work out numerical problems of centroid, which can, and we may have a composite figure. Composite figure means you may have a triangle, you may have a rectangle, you may have a semicircle, quarter circle. So like that. So we shall solve numerical problems of the centroid. So I'll be ending the session. So thank you so much. Have a nice day. Stay safe. Goodbye.